When we look for the origins of human civilization, the map almost always directs us south. We dig into the arid soil of Mesopotamia and examine the ruins of ancient city-states to find our beginnings. But the archaeological reality points in a different direction, north, into the lush green valleys of the Armenian highlands. Specifically, we look to the region around modern-day Dilijan, where the Kura-Arakexis culture thrived as far back as 6000 BC. Long before the first Sumerian empires formed, these highlanders were already practicing sedentary agriculture, establishing fortified settlements, and mastering advanced copper and obsidian metallurgy. The most profound records of these early humans remain hidden right in front of us, functioning as a linguistic source code embedded within the syllables of the region's ancient language. Take the name of the town itself, Dilijan. There is a striking phonetic link between this highland region and Dilman, the legendary paradise described in ancient Sumerian texts. In local Armenian lore, the district of Dilijan is celebrated as an image of heaven. Similarly, Sumerian poetry describes Dilman as a divine sanctuary, completely devoid of disease, suffering, or old age. As the ancestors of the Sumerians migrated south from the highlands, they carried their mastery of bronze and obsidian. Looking at the physical records left behind in cuneiform, they also transported this specific phonetic source code, naming their new sanctuary after the heavenly mountains they left behind. The geometry of the region's first human sounds reveals a record that layers of physical soil cannot contain. Geometry begins with da, the physical platform, the number 10, the solid ground. Above is the tes, a vector of focused spirit descending. When tes stands upright upon da, it creates des, the manifestation of life. In Armenian, tsard means tree, spirit anchored to earth, reaching upward. The ancient language of the highlands actively constructs the physical world through these precise geometric phonetics. Translated into numerical flow, it starts with 8, or UT, the active principle and initial spark. This spark travels through in, the number 9, representing turbulent heavenly waters. This fluid process stabilizes when it hits the earthly platform of the da, the number 10. This sequential transition from 8 to 9 to 10 is the mathematical journey of the monad. It maps the exact process of the spirit entering, moving through, and finally stabilizing within the material realm. This arithmetic progression directly aligns with the myths of human survival. When the floodwaters receded, Noah's Ark came to rest right here, on the solid platform of the Armenian highlands. In the highland tradition, planting the first vine provided the living architecture for the kaz, the system of notches and resonances used to map the human voice. The vine's progression from the hard earth to the spirit became the blueprint for this tonal scale. The phonetic alchemy of this scale begins with the letter K. It's a hard glottal stop in the throat, representing solid, unyielding stone. Adding breath creates the KH sound. This introduces friction, mimicking the rough, dry, and bitter struggle of early life pushing through the soil. As the rough breath softens, it transforms into the GH. The sound becomes liquid and resonant, representing the sweet, fermented flow of wine from the harvest. The scale finally reaches the Z, the pure, sustained vibration of the fully awakened human spirit. Connecting these frequencies is the U, or O sound. It acts as a vocal tunnel, bridging the bitter and the sweet. We hear this exact harmonic range today in traditional highland instruments like the duduk, which requires that same blend of rough breath and smooth resonance. By mirroring the development of the vine in their own speech, moving from the hard earth to the sweet fermentation of the fruit, these early highlanders structured their society around a shared set of harmonics. Their first great experiment was the tuning of the human breath. All of this linguistic and geometric code ties directly back to the physical landscape of Dilijan. The region serves as the ultimate geographic da, the solid platform where the raw radiation and heat of the sun, the first giver, or AR, intersected with the flowing waters of life to spark early civilization. The ancient monasteries nestled deep within these green hills, like Hagartsin, function as massive stone amplifiers, built to capture and preserve this harmonic code for future generations. Today, Dilijan is known as a beautiful mountain retreat. Historically, it serves as the tangible, physical manifestation of the paradise the ancient Sumerians called Dilman. The human mind has an incredible capacity to measure our world, an idea captured in the root mn, and to assign names to reality, the na, but these are merely stepping stones in our conscious development. While the mind uses language to measure the world, this specific code serves a deeper purpose. Guiding the human soul toward the unmeasured source of creation requires a shift toward the word awe. The A represents the alpha, the widest possible breadth, and the unrestricted radiation of the first giver. The W is the wave, the momentum that carries that radiation outward through the heavenly waters. And the E is the essence, the active spark reaching its absolute limit at the horizon. Entering a state of awe means abandoning the small measurements of the mind and looking up to acknowledge the all. This ancient codex is not a theory to be memorized or a relic to be recovered from the clay. Simply breathing and speaking is the ongoing act of sounding out the first cause. The truth of our origins lives in our very breath,